In the small, unassuming town of Willowbrook, there lived a woman named Margaret. Margaret was known by everyone, but not for the reasons she wished. Tall, with gaunt features and deep-set eyes that seemed to pierce the soul, she had a presence that made others uneasy. Her lank, dark hair framed a face perpetually shrouded in a mysterious, unnerving expression. Margaret was lonely, craving companionship and the warmth of human connection. However, her approach to others was often unsettling. She had an uncanny knack for appearing silently behind people, seemingly materializing out of thin air, which startled them. Her voice, low and almost a whisper, often conveyed an eerie sense of foreboding, rather than the friendly intentions she hoped to project. One crisp autumn evening, Margaret decided to attend a social gathering at the local community center. She wore her best dress, a long, dark number that only served to enhance her spectral appearance. Determined to make a good impression, she rehearsed conversations in her head, hoping to come across as friendly and approachable. At the gathering, she spotted Robert, a kind-hearted man known for his friendly nature. Summoning her courage, Margaret approached him. She slipped into his periphery without a sound, her presence unnoticed until she spoke. "Hello, Robert," she whispered, her breath tickling his ear. Startled, Robert turned quickly, eyes wide with surprise. "Ah." "Margaret, you scared me," he said, attempting to smile. "I didn't mean to," she replied, her tone soft and almost apologetic. "I just wanted to say hello." Robert shifted uncomfortably. It's fine. How are you?" Before she could answer, Margaret leaned in closer, her eyes locking onto his. "I've been watching you, Robert. I think you're interesting." The intensity of her gaze and the cryptic nature of her words made Robert uneasy. He took a step back, breaking the uncomfortable eye contact. That's nice to hear, Margaret. I need to check on something. Excuse me." As he hurried away, Margaret's heart sank. She knew she had scared him, just as she had scared others before. Her next target was Thomas, a cheerful young man with a ready smile. She approached him more cautiously, trying to keep her movements slow and deliberate. "Thomas," she called softly from a safe distance, hoping not to startle him. He turned, his smile faltering slightly as he saw who had called his name. "Oh, hello, Margaret. I was wondering if you'd like to join me for a walk sometime," she suggested, attempting to smile warmly but only managing a strained grimace. Thomas hesitated. A walk, sure, maybe. Some other time. The ambiguous rejection stung, and Margaret felt a familiar pang of loneliness. She didn't understand why her attempts at connection always ended in failure. She decided to try one more time that evening, setting her sights on Peter, a man known for his patience and understanding. Margaret approached Peter with a tentative smile. "Peter, can I talk to you for a moment?" Peter nodded, though his expression was guarded. "Of course, Margaret." "I feel so lonely," she confessed, her voice trembling with vulnerability. "I just want someone to understand me, to be my friend." Peter's eyes softened slightly, but he still maintained his distance. "Margaret, it's not that people don't want to understand you. It's just the way you approach them. It's a bit unsettling." Margaret's shoulders slumped. "I don't mean to be unsettling. I just don't know how else to be." Peter sighed, searching for the right words. "Maybe if you tried to be a little less intense, people might be more receptive. Start with small conversations, casual greetings. It might help." Margaret nodded, feeling a glimmer of hope. "I'll try, Peter. Thank you." As the evening ended and the townsfolk dispersed, Margaret walked home alone, pondering Peter's advice. She knew it wouldn't be easy to change her ways, but she was determined to try. The prospect of overcoming her loneliness drove her to keep going, to keep trying, even if her journey was fraught with rejection and misunderstanding. In the end, Margaret remained a mystery to the people of Willowbrook. Some saw her as a ghostly figure, haunting the edges of their social circles, while others pitied her loneliness. But for Margaret, each rejection was a step toward understanding herself better and finding the connection she so desperately sought.